Can you confirm with News Nation that you're running for president?
Boy, that would be a nice confirmation. There'd be a lot of people that would be very upset about that. But I think you're going to be very happy. I think people are going to be very happy at what I do. I was going to do something last night, actually, that would have made the place really happy. And so we're doing it a few days later. And I think people are going to be very happy, very impressed.
To your predecessor, who is about to launch another campaign. So how do you reassure them if that is the reason for their questioning, that the former president will not return, or that his political movement, which is still very strong, will not once again take power in the United States?
Well, we just have to demonstrate that he will not take power.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
There's breaking news out of Palm Beach, Florida. Former President Trump says his Mar-a-Lago home there is being raided by the FBI.
For the first time ever, a former president of the United States has been indicted.
Former President Donald Trump indicted for a second time.
A federal grand jury indicted former President Donald Trump. It marks the third time the former president has been indicted.
Breaking news on former President Trump. He's been indicted for the fourth time in 5 months.
Breaking news, this is an image that will be in the history books. This is the mugshot of the 45th President of the United States.
The optics of this is working to his advantage. Look.
Breaking news from Colorado, where the state Supreme Court has just disqualified former President Donald Trump.
Donald Trump found guilty on all 34 felony counts.
The total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Take a look at what happened.
The next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
I proudly accept your nomination for president of the United States.
Let Trumpomania run wild, brother!
So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation.
She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats.
Investigation underway after the second assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump.
As I was saying,
as you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
Get in there.
Let's go! I want to be a whale psychiatrist.
I'm going for a job right now at McDonald's. I really wanted to do this all my life.
I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
Here are our first projections. There, NBC News projects that Donald Trump has won the presidential election in Kentucky, Indiana. In West Virginia, Donald Trump is the winner. Florida, Tennessee, Missouri, Alabama, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Arkansas, Texas, North Dakota, South Dakota. NBC News also projects a winner in the Wyoming presidential race, Mississippi, Louisiana, Ohio, Kansas, Utah, Montana, Iowa, the state of Nebraska in the presidential contest, Idaho. The first swing state is North Carolina, going to Donald Trump. Donald Trump has prevailed in the presidential race in Georgia. Pennsylvania. NBC now projects he is the winner of Michigan and its 15 electoral votes.
Donald Trump is the winner in Alaska, picking up 3 more electoral votes.
Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin. He is the winner of this race and will return to the White House as this country's 47th president.
Hey, look what happened. Is this crazy?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage of the 199, and I am happy to see all of you here today. Today has been a hell of a day. I can't keep up. I just cannot keep up with all of the winning that's going on right now. Donald Trump is a force like we've never seen. That's not even an understatement. That's not hyperbole. I can't even comprehend this, the level of success that this man is bringing with him as the 47th president of the United States of America is absolutely insane. I mean, I'm just going to show you this meme. I mean, it's a headline from the Babylon Bee, but it speaks volumes. Historic man wins argument with woman. Have you ever seen a better headline? Right there. Historic man wins argument with woman. I mean, it's been a hell of a day, man. It has been a hell of a day, to say the least. Obviously, Mexico bends the knee. Canada bends the knee. This is after Colombia bends the knee. And all of these clowns keep saying that tariffs don't work. Donald Trump has proven that 100% wrong. That he 100% knows what he's doing, the greatest negotiator of all time. And what a day it's been, and we're going to go over all of it. First of all, hello, everyone. Good to see all of you in the chat. Gerald Armstrong says, big victory for Trump. Canadian YouTube is melting down. Yes, they are. They absolutely are. AJ says, very serious question. How do you like your steak? I hear Trump likes his well done. Trump likes his well done with ketchup. And so do I. I'm more of a medium well kind of. I like my food overcooked. Generally, I like all of my food overcooked. That's just how I am. Yeah, so there you go, AJ. Long Rod Von Huge Dong, I think that's how you say it. $20 says, was hoping for a CobraCast tonight. Lots of drama to go over, and I'm ready for it. Hail the 199. Let's freaking go. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Anthony for 10. A couple weeks ago, what's the TV show on Netflix? All of Us Are Dead is the best South Korean show. I don't watch much zombie type shows, but this one is the best. I recommend it for everyone to watch it. All of Us Are Dead. Is that the title of it? Okay. Thank you, Anthony. We'll have to check that one out. I remember seeing that one. So yeah, we'll have to check that out. Eric says, mod lives matter. Gerald Armstrong says, Jeremy, you need to look at a Trump speech from 2012 talking about tariffs is glorious. I played that on the last CobraCast. Yeah, I can play that again. But yeah, I played it on the last CobraCast. Long Rod for 10 says, I bet the chat $20 you would be late and gay. Instead, you are just gay. So since I was half right, here's half the bet. Thank you. Appreciate that. I was trying to be on time. I was thinking about going live earlier, but I'm heading out of town tomorrow for Orlando, and so I've been trying to get everything in order while keeping up with all of the wins that Trump is racking up across the board. Webhead Mike for 10 says, getting my car washed at Cobra Express in preparation for a drive from Pennsylvania to Florida. See you at MegaCon, you fellow fig. Thank you, and be safe. Safe travels. That is awesome. Can't wait to see you guys at MegaCon. It's going to be awesome. We are officially in the week of MegaCon and the big meetup that we're having at City Walk. I can't wait. Dilly Bod says, love your work. Love the work you do, but are you a gooner? Mr. Medicare warned us about people like you. What? I think the word gooner is the stupidest word ever. By the way, Medicare's a legend. But that's just a weird thing to send somebody $10 to ask. But I didn't know what gooner meant until like the last 2 months when this whole Goonergate thing happened. I had to actually Google it because it's just a stupid made up trendy word. What gooner seems to be is a word made up for people that want to preach to everyone else about how terrible they are. And those that preach the loudest have the most to hide. That's the way I look at it. So I didn't even know what it meant until about 2 months ago. Mr. Zero says, there's a commander in Fig, late and gay as usual. Who had Trudeau goes soy beta cuck in less than 2 days? I could pay your winnings via PayPal, Cash App, or money order. Hail the 199. Let's freaking go. Brock says, heathen, medium rare is best. No, medium well. Medium well. Let's see. Japanese Demon Lord says, did you hear about the U.S. intelligence and recon planes flying in Mexican airspace? The cartels are about to meet their tier ones. Yes, I did. I've had that bookmarked. We're going to talk about that. Sanic says, love the double D behind you. Mario Kart Double Dash, baby. Greatest Mario Kart of all time. The last one that truly took skill. I will die on that hill. Alice McCarthy says, I thought I just saw you on Raw, but it was Charlotte. Fantastic versus Knox says, I just can't keep up with all this winning. I know. So let's get into it. All right, let's go over just what we're dealing with right now, okay? All of this winning is out of control, all right? So let's go over some of the wins.
Just moments ago, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announcing a deal with President Trump that U.S. tariffs will be paused on Canada for at least 30 days. Trudeau says he, quote, had a good call with President Trump and that Canada is implementing a $1.3 billion border plan with nearly 10,000 frontline personnel to work on protecting the border. He will also appoint a fentanyl czar and label cartels as terrorists. And President Trump reacting on Truth, he says this: Canada has agreed to ensure we have a secure northern border and to finally end the deadly scourge of drugs like fentanyl that have been pouring into our country, killing hundreds of thousands of Americans while destroying their families and communities all across our country. That follows the other big win for President Trump. That was that pausing 25% tariffs on Mexico for 1 month as well. This is after Mexico's president agreed to reinforce its southern border with 10,000 National Guard members with a goal of stemming the flow of illegal drugs. Here's President Trump earlier.
Is there any chance that Canada or China could also get out of the tariffs after you struck a deal with Mexico?
Well, nobody's out. I can't tell you what's going to happen.
Mentioned that he could agree to change your mind on the tariffs?
Well, we can always, look, what I'd like to see, Canada become our 51st state. Nobody can compete with us because we're the pot of gold. But if we don't keep winning and keep doing well, we won't be the pot of gold, and then tariffs won't be so good for us. But when you're the pot of gold, the tariffs are very good. They're very powerful.
And Democrats are responding to the president's tariff tango with condemnation and some prop comedy.
It's going to affect beer, okay? Most of it, Corona here, comes from Mexico. It's going to affect your guac, because what is guacamole made of? Avocados, both from Mexico.
We might want to call this the Donald Trump Super Bowl tax. Avocados, tomatoes, beer from Mexico. Price is going to go up.
The average American family is going to have their costs increased by $1,200 for 1 year.
Been looking forward to this epic Jesse Harold takedown of each other on tariff.
Democrats are the dumbest people. All right. They are absolutely retarded. They just make themselves look so stupid. Donald Trump is the art of the deal. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to negotiate. He's the greatest deal maker of all time. And now he's in a position where he has literally all the leverage. He doesn't need Canada. He doesn't need Mexico. So he's basically saying, I'm going to get what I want out of you. And if you're not willing to give that to me, I don't need you. You need me. I don't need you. You need me for everything. I need you for nothing. But we are sharing a border. So here's what you're going to have to do in order for me to continue to help you. They have nothing. They have absolutely nothing to stand on. And the Democrats don't get this. And this is why they've taken L after L after L. In fact, the biggest W that the Democrats have had is actually their biggest L. Because you should have just left Trump alone in 2020. You should have just left this man alone. But instead, you are now dealing with Trump hitting levels that would have never happened if he would have been president from 20 to 24. You would have never. If he would have had that 4 years from 2020 to 2024, he would not have gotten half of accomplished that he's going to accomplish now. You did this. You did this. Democrats, and you're going to continue to take L after L. Now David Hogg is apparently the person that's going to take you to back to the glory days. What? They just don't learn, and they're not going to learn.
Tariffs all day. Jesse, let's start with you. So the governor of Canada, he has decided, let's play ball.
The governor of
Canada. Trump launches this trade war on Friday, and over the weekend, all I hear from the likes of Harold, oh, inflation, recession, economic Armageddon. What happens? Mexico caves, Canada caves. China is saying, yes, we will absolutely buy as much as we can from your American farmers. And the Dow is essentially flat, so Harold's beautiful portfolio remains unscathed.
As does yours.
China is waging drug and economic warfare against the United States, and they had a pandemic that killed 1 million Americans. They're backdooring automobiles through China. They're dumping cheap steel through Mexico into the United States of America. And the cartels are sending fentanyl and migrants all into our country. Don't get me started on the Canadians, Harold. You know what they do with the dairy duties. We discussed that. Also dumping cheap lumber, which they subsidize. Your friends in the banking industry, they can't even lend in Canada. They can't even accept deposits less than 6 figures. They're also delinquent on NORAD and NATO. And as you heard Donald Trump say, they can solve this problem by becoming a state.
So Trump and his, I still question if, I don't think Trump truly wants Canada as a state. I think that Trump is using that for his negotiation. And of course, that's a classic negotiation tactic, is that you throw something crazy out there and you've basically shifted the discussion so far to the direction you want it, that once you start peeling it back from that direction, you're going to get more of what you want. And so, because realistically, like, I can't understand how Canada can become the 51st state, but them becoming a territory, even Trump even mentioned economic union in one of his latest tweets on True Social. Those are more realistic for sure, but I don't think the 51st state thing is realistic. I think that he's saying it over and over and over again to speak it into the mainstream, you know, so it gets referenced. Like, even there, they just called him Governor Trudeau. So it's shifted the discussion so far in the direction of where Trump wants it. So when you start peeling it back and you make Canada think like, hey, if we're not the 51st state and we become a territory or it's a union, we've won because we're not a 51st state. Well, it was never really what Trump wanted. It was that he shifted it so far in that direction, and Canada's going to feel like, well, if we're not the 51st state, we win because they're stupid and Trump is smart. That's my theory on it anyway.
We are the pot of gold because every other country needs us more than we need them. And it's not like, oh my gosh, Modelo just went up to $11.99 a six-pack. Well, okay, over there, Bud is $6.99. American consumers have choices. With automobiles, yeah, you might have to pay a little bit more, or you have all these people reshore in the United States. You're already seeing Hyundai, you're already seeing Audi and Porsche make cars here. Steve Madden's removing almost all of his shoe manufacturing out of China. Samsung's leaving Mexico to go into South Carolina. This is a great day for, what does he call it? The most beautiful word in the English language.
Tariffs.
Second most beautiful word. Harold.
So a couple of things. It's good to be back. You haven't lost your fastball, Jesse. I think that the president, I root for him in this. I know that there are many in this country, including the president, who look to the markets, look to the U.S. equity markets as a barometer of how the country is doing, how the country is faring, and we get a scorecard at the end of the day about 4 o'clock. We were down on session lows, were far worse than what the market closed at, to answer that point. Number two, the president's in his honeymoon still, and I think that Justin Trudeau, the president woman of Mexico, recognizes that. They'll leave it for politicos around both parties to determine if getting 10,000.
I think it's clear that Trump hates Justin Trudeau. I think he can't stand him. And I think that the things that Justin Trudeau said over the weekend about America and about American products, I think Trump is fucking going to destroy him over that. And I think Trump is keeping that, you know, on the back burner right now. Trudeau basically was like, don't buy American products, look at the labels, don't go vacation in America, blah, 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 blah. Like, Trump is not going to forget that shit. He's just not. So this is all part of the negotiation. So now you have optically forced Canada to bend the knee publicly. Now, like, one thing, like a lot of the statement that Trudeau had made, those were things that Canada announced in late December in terms of like their border, bumping up their border security and everything, but it wasn't implemented. It wasn't being implemented. Trump basically took something from an optic standpoint, because this is all about leverage at this point in time, and he's putting public pressure on Trudeau. So he's forced Trudeau to announce something that was actually announced back in December. And everything, all of the leverage now is on Trump's side. Plus, Trump got him to add even more to it. And what was in it? We're suspending the tariffs for 30 days. So the tariffs have not been lifted. He's essentially giving them 30 days. In the True Social post, it says, hopefully we can work towards, I think Trump said, I had to look the exact tweet up, but I think he ended it with saying, like, hopefully we can work toward more negotiation towards an economic union or something like that. I'll look that up while this is playing. Let me see.
Troops on the border in Mexico, 10,000 in Canada, was worth the back and forth that they had. I'm one that's glad that we got that. For Justin Trudeau also to acknowledge that fentanyl and that they're going to label these cartels as terrorists is a good thing. I hope the president gives a press conference and outlines all of this and lets us know what we have to look forward to. But we shouldn't kid ourselves. The entity we're really focused on is China. And unless China stops sending it, and unless we get a better deal with China on some other things, this won't be worth much. Now, the challenge with Mexico, the tension is the border only, and it's fentanyl. It's human trafficking. It's illegal immigrants. In Canada, the president says it well. We have an imbalance of trade with them on some things. And the question is, even if we're able to get people to build and manufacture in America, do we have the personnel? Do we have the workers in our own country? I think one of the great tensions, and I tried to raise it a week or so ago, we are importing a lot of people in our country, which is smart to do. But we can only import so many without impacting the core of the country. And if we're not going to produce good workers in Michigan and Indiana, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, people are able to take these jobs to produce and manufacture, we will ultimately have to keep importing people and keep immigrating people allowing people to immigrate into our country. But I root for the president, Jesse. I still believe that if you ask most economists, liberal or Republican, Democrat or conservative, tariffs are taxes on people. So the good thing about Canada, cars, trucks, oil, and gas, had those tariffs been imposed this evening, you and I, and most importantly, the people, the working class Americans who put Donald Trump over, they'd be paying more tomorrow and the following day. So hooray for the president for getting a 30-day pause on these increases in taxes.
The 30, I think one of the dynamics.
The 30-day pause is 100%. This is all strategic on Trump's part. Like, he knew they were going to bend the knee. And now it allows 30, like I was watching, I think it was CBC, is that what it's called? Canadian Broadcasting or something like that. And they had, and I'll see if I could pull that video up, but I mean, they basically were like, yeah, we've got 30 days to figure this out. We've got 30 days to negotiate. We've got 30 days to, so Trump has them on their heels right now. He absolutely has them on their heels, and they know it. I want to see if I can find that. I want to say it was CBC, because listening to the language from them and how they were approaching it, you could tell very, very nervous. Looks like they're still live right now. So let me see if I could find that interview, because it's very interesting to hear it from the Canadian standpoint.
It's helping President Trump. Yes, he's in a honeymoon period, but it's also the contrast with the last 4 years, which was basically, remember when President Biden yelled at the reporters and said, I know more foreign leaders than any of you will ever, like, knowing them, like what good did it do?
Yeah. Well, I think that we are constantly reminded, Dana, the difference between, Biden and Donald Trump. Every day I say, how do we tolerate Joe Biden, given the movement that Donald Trump has made, I think, in 2 weeks? I mean, this is crazy. But Donald Trump is really the first president to use his economic might to influence foreign policy and to better the situation for the American people. And the bigger issue, instead of worrying about tariffs, I think, is how can we protect jobs and manufacturing? And I agree with you on that. But, watching the Democrats now take out an avocado and guac and all that, all of a sudden they're concerned about grocery prices. I mean, where were they the last 4 years when Americans couldn't afford groceries and they couldn't talk about it, which is one of the reasons they lost the election. They're so...
Okay, I found it right here. So here's the Canadian perspective on this, and listen to it. Listen to the language.
Fentanyl and money laundering. Trudeau says proposed tariffs will be paused for at least 30 days while we, Canada and the United States, work together. So how did Canada get this reprieve, and how can it make it permanent? Well, joining me now is the Minister of Public Safety, David McGuinty. David McGuinty, thanks for being here so soon after the breaking news. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us how this happened. I mean, there was a 9 o'clock phone call, then a 3 o'clock follow-up roughly. Was there a demand put on the table, and then it was responded to in the later conversation? How did it go today?
David, this has been in the works for weeks. We've been corresponding, working with our American counterparts.
So he just said it right there, that this has been in the works for weeks. So one of the things that the leftists are hanging on to and clinging on to is that this basically the majority of what Trudeau announced today was actually announced in late December. And they keep saying, Trump just got played. And it's like, you fucking idiots will literally do anything for a win, won't you? Trump, you think that this massive border policy that was announced by Canada in late 2024, a month and a half after Trump won the election, you think that had nothing to do with Trump becoming the incoming president of the United States? Are you stupid? Of course of course they were playing up to Trump. And he's just admitting it right here.
Melanie Joly, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, has been leading group after group, delegation after delegation. My colleague, Minister LeBlanc, I was in Washington last week meeting with the border czar and other officials from the White House and Congress. So we've been working on some of these elements for weeks. It came together, I think, at the right moment. We are obviously pleased to see this development, but we have more work to do.
What changed, though, or what transpired from the first call this morning to the second call this afternoon to then the...
He's just told you that they've been talking to them for
weeks. The president was apprised more directly with many facts around the work that we've actually done on the border. He's much more aware now of the investment we've made, how far we've come. These new elements are building on some of the things we've already begun. For example, this question of a joint North American strike force is something we've been negotiating for some time.
I can't bump it up anymore. I'm sorry.
What we've got now is a situation where we've got some work to do over the next 30 days to get this right. And
you see what he's saying? We've got some work to do over the next 30 days. They know this is all strategic. Trump, this is exactly what he wanted. This is playing out exactly how he wanted it to play out. He is a master of the deal, the art of the deal.
The president expressed concerns. We listened, but we're working now jointly, hand in hand, especially when it comes to this scourge and this tragedy surrounding fentanyl.
I'm in no way trying to diminish the effort you put into the border plan, but do you think it might have been some of the business community backlash, the stock market hit in the United States, and even shows like the Today Show did like a 11, 12-minute segment today on tariff?
The Today Show? You're worried about the Today Show? No one watches mainstream media in this country. No one cares about the Today Show. Who's on the Today Show? The last time the Today Show was relevant, Matt Lauer was on there interviewing Tom fucking Cruise. I think that was the Today Show anyway. I have no idea.
Tariffs, and it was seeping in, it seems, to the American consciousness that, this is going to cost us some cash.
That could be. I haven't been following it that carefully, David, if you forgive me. But look, it was all hands on deck. I want to say this. The premiers of this country, the provinces come together, the territories came together, businesses came together, everyday Canadians came together, I think, in a real joint Team Canada approach. And I think this also helped get a message across to President Trump and his administration that Canadians were serious. Now we have 30 days to keep moving forward. We have progress to make. We're just, of course, content to see this happen right now, but there's work to be done.
Okay, I want to, if I can, Minister, go through some of the specific new measures that have been added here. Let's start with the fentanyl czar. Daniel Smith had floated a border czar. Sort of the
so we don't have to sit here and listen to the rest of this, but I wanted you to hear from their perspective that they know we have 30 days. We got to figure this out because President Trump is not having it. And he's basically set the tone. He's laid the foundation and they got 30 days to figure it out. So again, I'll repeat what I said. I think that the 51st state stuff is 100% Trump just pushing that discussion as far out there as he possibly can so that Canada feels like they got to win when they give Trump what he actually wants. I personally don't, and again, I'm just approaching this from common sense, and I see no common sense way that Canada becoming the 51st state is beneficial to the United States. I see none. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't understand it. But based on the demographics and based on, and I've looked into this. I keep looking into this more and more. You guys sent me some more information the other day, and it's like, from what I learned just recently, even a conservative in Canada is probably a moderate Democrat in the United States. Like, even the conservatives are more like our Democrats. So to even say that like so much of the country is conservative is still misrepresenting to an extent. And so I just see no realistic scenario where Canada becomes the 51st state at all. But I do think Trump is 100% working them very well. As this one right here, historic man wins argument with woman. That is my favorite headline of the day from the Babylon Bee. That's so good, man. It's so good. And it's true. It's a very historic day. Let me see here. Poppin' Fresh Jay with 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. With the Hail the 199. Thank you so much. Eric says, I'm not the, let's see, it's not the Trump administration. It's the fuck around, find out era. Absolutely. And it is glorious. Oh, it's glorious. I love it so damn much. MC Martin says, did you hear that the cartel leader Ricardo Gonzalez, known as El Rique, was captured this morning? He's the leader of the cartel. I can't pronounce all that shit. And I did hear about this, though. Yes, I did hear about that. And I got some news on Pete Hegseth to talk about in terms of Mexico as well. JRG Project says Justin Trudeau identifies as a strong Canadian woman. Yes, she does. Steve Owen says roll Trump roll. Let's go, baby. Let's go. JRG Project says Canadians are booing our national anthem at hockey games. I hope my Washington Capitals outscore every Canadian team this year. Hashtag all caps. Bring it back. The Cold War hockey games. I did see that. Ridiculous. Doug B says I prefer Jay's pronunciation. What is it? Trudeau. Yeah, he does say Trudeau, doesn't he? Speaking of that, someone, I got to show you guys this meme that someone hit me with, which was absolutely glorious. We have the best memers in the business for sure. So you all remember when retarded Bernie Sanders, had a hissy fit over onesies, right? Well, somebody made this one right here.
That you're going to have your organization take these products off the market.
You're welcome. Yeah, I was able to get some of those and give away to my channel members. So if you're a channel
that was just a few months ago. You founded that.
A lot of cool stuff over
you
there.
Certainly have power. You can make that call. Are you supportive of this? Are you supportive of these onesies?
Let's talk games.
Are you supportive of this clothing that you're going to have?
That is glorious, fantastic, sarcastic. That was so good. That was so good. Let's talk games. We also have right here. Now, somebody brought this up earlier. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know how many of you have seen this, but this is from 12 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. 12 years ago. All right. And this just shows you right here. This is Trump, man. Here we go. All right. 12 years ago.
And I said, somebody said, well, what would you do? What can you do? So easy. I drop a 25% tax on China. And you know, I said to somebody that it's really the messenger. The messenger is important. I could have one man say, we're going to tax you 25%. And I could say another, listen, you motherfuckers, we're going to tax you 25%.
Let's go. That's my president right there. That's my president. This is 12 years ago. This man has not changed, okay? This man has not changed at all. Love Dogs for 20 says anyone who doubted Trump around the announced Mexico and Canadian tariffs doesn't know the real Donald Trump. Art of the deal, man. LFG. Yes, absolutely LFG. It's freaking great. But that's Trump, man. He is an unstoppable force, and he has broken these clowns, okay? These clowns are broken. Listen to Chuck Schumer right here. Listen to Chuck Schumer. This is how broken they are. Here we go. Hang on.
Attacks USAID today. Also know this is just the beginning. If DOGE attacks USAID today, then you can be sure they'll move on to another target tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the Postal Service or the IRS or even the Social Security Administration. They could be next. Or maybe our National Security Agency. Also know this is just the beginning. If DOGE attacks USAID.
You think Americans are going to be upset if DOGE attacks the IRS? Are you kidding me? What? Dude, that's exactly what we want. That is what we voted for. This is exactly what we voted for. And in fact, Elon Musk has been making some very interesting tweets about that very IRS today. I'll show you if I get Twitter is running very slow for me for some reason, and I don't know why. But yeah, Elon has put some very, very interesting tweets out. And basically calling out like everything in terms of the IRS and how Americans are being ripped off with taxes and everything like that. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Twitter's running super slow for me for some reason. I can't get hardly anything to load at the moment. So I'll have to give it just a few minutes and see. But the whole thing has broken their brains. With Elon, you've got Tim Walz is tweeting like how terrible of a president Elon Musk is. And of course, that's them trying to trigger, division between, him and Trump. We know that. That's a game that these clowns have always played. So that doesn't surprise me at all. They can continue that game. But then we have our wonderful White House press secretary. I'm sure everyone is a fan. And here we go, right here.
And President Trump is already delivering big wins for the American people. Let's go through the facts. On the border, President Trump declared a national emergency, deployed the military, ended catch and release, and reinstated Remain in Mexico. And already, illegal crossings are down 95%. We are resuming construction of the border wall, and Colombia's president is now offering his own plane for deportation of illegal Colombian immigrants. On the economy and energy, President Trump unleashed American energy, declared a national energy emergency, and killed Joe Biden's radical electric vehicle mandate. Wall Street is booming, AI investments skyrocketed to $500 billion, and there's $20 billion flowing into U.S. data centers across our country. President Trump is restoring law and order. He labeled the drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and he is deporting criminal illegal aliens, and he signed the Laken Riley Act into law. Draining the swamp, President Trump signed more than 45 executive orders. DEI has been purged from the government and our military, and lazy federal workers have been ordered back to the office. And when it comes to free speech and transparency, President Trump took 12 times more press questions than Joe Biden did in a week, reinstated 440 silenced journalists to the press room, and ended government censorship. Promises made, promises kept, and we're just getting started.
There we go. So, I mean, this is surpassed every possible expectation that any of us had up to this point. This is absolutely incredible what we are witnessing. And we just got legalized adulthood with 20 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. 20 gifted memberships and legalized adulthood with a 10 says, Jeremy, I know you're really sad that the USA, I always calling it USAID, but USAID funding has been put on hold. I mean, how are you going to fund your transition surgery now? So sad. So very sad. Thank you. Legalize adulthood in the house. And thank you for the gifties, brother. Appreciate that. Bot says, I've been doing the Trump dance nonstop since the election day, listening to All Hail the Chief at times, about to turn 24, and I've been a diehard since I was 15, set in today, and it feels fucking awesome. Hell yes. That's what's up, Bot. Thank you. I appreciate that. Bone Jangles for 20 says, writers in the future, referring to the mid-2020s, it was an roundest of times and the find outest of times. That is exactly how they will talk about it 100 years from now. They're not going to believe what we are witnessing. They're not going to believe it. That's how amazing it is. Let's see here. Yo, Jeremy, did you see that Asma was talking about as it's on his pronouns are dead? I heard about it. I haven't watched it yet, but I mean, Az has been right for the whole time this whole thing happened. So I'm glad that more and more people are waking up to that reality that Az was right because he was always right. And anybody that said differently was just absolutely retarded. That's simple. So hail to Az. We've got right here. This is what I wanted to talk about earlier. So we've got this. U.S. Air Force intelligence aircraft have entered Mexican airspace after Mexico agreed to cooperate in fighting the cartels. This is practically unheard of. Pete Hegseth sent a warning to cartels saying all options are on the table. President Trump demanded 100% operational control of the border, and Hegseth is delivering. Boom! Seriously. How much more winning can we get? This is insane. This is unbelievable. And to top it off, crazy that I'm going to say what I'm going to say, because if you've been watching this channel for a long time, you know that I am not a fan of Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio, in these first 2 weeks, Marco Rubio is crushing it. Now, of course, he's under the leadership of President Trump. And as I've said, leadership matters. So I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, I want Marco Rubio to be the president one day, because I don't like Marco Rubio. But Rubio is killing it as Secretary of State in these first few weeks. He's crushing it. He's doing amazing. So you got J.D. Vance, who has shown incredible leadership, the way he handles the media, all of that. J.D. Vance has been on point. Pete Hegseth is on point. Marco Rubio is on point. These are the most key players in the administration. And I mean, it's just unbelievable, man. It really is. So I am really, really happy with everything we're seeing so far. Vault 95 says it's so hard to keep up with all the winning today. It really is. It is rapid pace, man. Rapid pace right now from this administration. And it's exactly what we need. We need more and more of this. Okay. Let's see. And just for a little bit of comedy, because hey, why not? Right. Let's get a little comedy in here. Here we go. Let's listen to our wonderful president.
When you said in that video that Ms. Leeds would not be your first choice, you were referring to her physical looks, correct?
Just the overall. I look at her, I see her, I hear what she says, whatever. You wouldn't be a choice of mine either, to be honest with you. I hope you're not insulted. I would not, under any circumstances, have any interest in you. I'm honest when I say it. I would not have any interest.
When you said in that video that Ms. Leeds would not be your first choice, you were referring to her physical.
We're gonna do it
looks,
one more
correct?
time.
Just the overall, I look at her, I see her, I hear what she says, whatever. You wouldn't be a choice of mine either, to be honest with you. I hope you're not insulted. I would not, under any circumstances, have any interest in you. I'm honest when I say it. I would not have any interest.
What an absolute mega Chad. All right. Mega Chad. And that's why nobody could stop this guy. Nobody. All right. April in Ray says, will you be getting White House press pass? I went to apply the other day and the site wasn't working. I haven't applied yet. I will. I personally don't. It's just not my cup of tea, man, but I will. You guys want me to apply? I will apply. All right. But it's not like, I don't know, man. It's not, I don't care to get to know any of those fucking people. Like, I know a few people already and I'm good with them. But the majority of these people, I feel like there's so many people that are pro MAGA that were riding the fence all through 2020. And when the momentum started to pick up in, like 2024, so many people jumped on the MAGA bandwagon that were not committed to the cause in 2020 because you couldn't do it back then. It wasn't convenient enough. You still ran the risk of getting your channel in trouble, your channel taken down. And so many people that were so like they were like, I don't know if I support Trump and maybe I'll support Santis or fuck off. Like there's so many of those people that are now like in the pro MAGA thing that drives me crazy. And I don't want anything to do with them. I really don't want to know them. I don't want to hang out with them. I don't want to collaborate with them. I just don't. I like doing my thing. I'm a lone wolf over here, man. I do enough collaborations in the nerd world and all of that, and I love all my friends in the nerd world. But yeah, a lot of these political people, they're so fucking slimy, dude. I don't want anything to do with them. I also don't want a show that is reliant upon the guests I get. There's a reason I titled this show CobraCast 199. I'm not playing the algorithm. I know how to play the algorithm. I've got several channels that I know how to play the algorithm. I'm not titling stuff on these streams to try to get clicks. Obviously, I want as many people to watch as possible, but I want people here that want to be here, that enjoy what we're doing, that get the show, that understand that there's a lot of inside jokes, there's a lot of stupidity, that I'm a fucking idiot, but also I have strong opinions and I'm going to give it to you straight. I don't want to be reliant upon access or guests. It's just a show where I'm talking to you about what's going on in the world. That's the way I like it, So, let's see. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, you see the woke insanity at the DNC elections? Yes. Ridiculous, too. Rabbit One says, oh, noes, we won't be able to get Mexican piss beer. Well, I don't drink beer at all, so it doesn't bother me. Never drank beer. Logan Miller says, I love winning. I want more winning. We're going to get more and more of it. Don't worry. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, Democrats, Trump tariffs will hurt Americans. Also Democrats during Biden's term. We saved you 16 cents for Thanksgiving. So cheer for us. Exactly. Yusake says, all we have to do is stop the flow of fentanyl and illegal invaders into our country is pay more for shitty beer and guacamole. Sign me up. Eric K says, avocados from Mexico have been taken over by the cartels. Buy 100% real Californian Haas avocados. The very best anyways. Facts. JB24 says, blaming all Canadians for Trudeau is like blaming all victims of abuse for being abused. Well, I don't. I mean, again, I know a lot of Canadian people. I think generally, as a matter of fact, I think I have a video. Let me see if I can find this video. There was this one Canadian who made a video, and you could tell like he knows what's up. He gets it. It's a pretty good breakdown too. If I could find it right here, this one. Yeah, so this is the Trump effect right here. This is basically people like this is the Trump effect on Canadians right here.
Well, Canada, for all you who are so against an uprising here in Canada, you might want to rethink that. We got a shitstorm heading towards our country, and we're on the brink of collapse. If there was ever a time for the Canadian people, the patriots, to rise up, it would be now. Okay? Our government has turned their backs on us completely. They don't have our best interests at heart. We are the only ones who can make a difference in this country. So Canada, if this country is worth fighting for, we need to just stop talking. And for the people who like to get in the way of movements in this country, whenever something happens or someone tries to put something together, there's always a crowd who will put fear into people and get them not to rise up. Enough of that. If you're scared, stay at home. I don't give a shit about the Emergency Act. I don't care about being arrested. I don't care if my bank accounts are frozen. At least all that happened with honor. If you love your country, now's the time to rise up. I can't say it any clearer. If we do not fight for what we have, Canada will be no longer.
That's the Trump effect right there. That's exactly what that is. And we're going to continue to see that mentality as long as Trump continues to leverage this horrific leadership and expose them for the trash that they are. And so that's continuing to happen. And again, just like listen to this guy. Listen to this piece of shit.
Tonight, I am announcing Canada will be responding to the U.S. trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods. This will include immediate tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods as of Tuesday, followed by further tariffs on $125 billion worth of American products in 21 days' time to allow Canadian companies and supply chains to seek to find alternatives. Ce soir, j'annonce la réplique du Canada.
Like, he makes David Hogg look like an alpha male. I'm not kidding. He makes David Hogg look like the definitive alpha male. That's how pathetic Trudeau is. I have never seen a more pathetic piece of garbage in my life. It's unbelievable how pathetic he is. It blows me away. Listen, man, we got people freaking out right now. Trump is breaking people all over the place. I saw this clip a few days ago. I meant to play this on Geeks and Gamers, and I haven't done it yet. But like, the person I'm about to show you is a complete nut job. All right. His name is John Roca. He covers like entertainment stuff. He is a nut job. He has a severe case of TDS. This is how scared he is. Listen to what he says right here.
Maybe you don't have as many diverse leads. Maybe you don't have the female characters coming back to be a part of your Star Wars, and you adjust it so you're going back to white male leads. I would not be surprised to see that happening. And you all can tell me that I'm putting on my tinfoil hat. I could give a fuck.
There's no way Bob Iger is going to Donald Trump and being like, Donald Trump, our new overlord, let us try to appease you by making the Star Wars leads white again. Like, there's no fucking way that that's what's happening, John. You're crazy.
Yep. You can call me crazy all you want. These are the halls of power, bro. These are billionaires. It's a whole different ballgame.
You think Donald Trump gives a fuck who the fuck is starring in Star Wars movies?
100%. I think he gives a fuck about everything now.
Yes, we are back. Trump is going to save Star Wars. Oh my God, man. These people are so broken. It's amazing. I can't believe how wonderful all of this winning is. This is the greatest, this is the greatest era ever right now. Oh man. If Trump makes Star Wars like straight white male back all over again, man, we're cooking, baby. We're cooking. What is this right here? This is a new clip, all right, of Border Czar Tom Homan. Let's see here. Here we go. Just in, Border Czar Tom Homan says he plans on going after New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, who taunted the Trump administration when he revealed that he was housing an illegal immigrant. What? Here we go.
Let me read a headline to you. Chicago leaders encourage residents to exercise their rights in resisting Trump's deportation policies. The governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy, basically admitted that he knew somebody that didn't have full documentation, that he was hiding over his garage.
But there's someone in our broader universe whose immigration status is not yet at the point that they are trying to get it to. And we said, you know what, let's have her live at our house above our garage. And good luck to the feds coming in to try to get her.
Your comment on all of that?
I think the governor's pretty foolish saying what he said, because I got note of it, won't let it go. We'll look into it. And if he's knowingly harboring, concealing an illegal alien, that's a violation of Title 8 United States Code 1324. I would seek prosecution, or the secretary would seek prosecution. So maybe he's bluffing. If he's not, we'll deal with that. And as far as suing sanctuary cities, well, get in line, because the Trump administration is going to do that already. Sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals. There's one example, right? If the young sanctuary cities in New York City, if they would have gave us over the killer of Laken Riley when he got arrested in New York City for endangering a child, he would have been in jail. And he would never killed Laken Riley. Sanctuary cities are responsible for deaths of thousands of young children throughout my career. And we're going to sue them. We're going to hold them. And look, if he's got to go to the Supreme Court, that's what President Trump wanted to do. He will end sanctuary cities.
You know, there was a 2011 Government Accountability Office study found 3 million.
Oh, my goodness, man. The best timeline ever. It doesn't get much better than this right here. And these arrogant douchebags are going to pay the price. They're going to pay dearly. All those days of, all this shit talking and all of that. No more. No more. It's over. Let me see where we're at. Okay, so look at this, spotted in California. Look. That's in California. Fuck all your foreign flags. Support your local ICE raids. Woo! Let's go. The Trump effect is in full effect, ladies and gentlemen. So there we go. It is continuing to be glorious indeed. Let's see. Is it Tamaris says, did you see Asmongold was talking about Az? I haven't seen it yet, so I will check it out, but that's awesome. That is awesome. Darth Gavel says, Canada, 10 new states, Mexico, 6 states, Greenland, Puerto Rico, and Bahamas, 3 states. That equals 69 states. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. Trump does want, I think he does want Canada as a territory. And that would give us more ability to, because again, if you control the entire border across all of the North America at that point in time, that's a game changer. Aaron James says, in my opinion, Trump is interested in the Arctic Greenland militarization, sources, trade route security. The U.S. must control the Arctic or Russia, China will. I agree with that. I agree. Shorty Short says, Lordy, looks like Department of Education is next. Yes. Looks like that. I think that's official. I think that was just announced. I think. Hector says Trump is a master to have started this with our neighbors. The world is now saying if he was willing to do this with them, he ain't bluffing with us. Exactly. Gay Carpenter says, so when you mess up and have to apologize to chat, I would like to nominate Natalie Winters, reporter, to be added to the rotation. Feel free to research. I will. I think I've heard that name before. I think. But yeah, I'll check that out. I will. Let's see. Pantera in Peace says, God bless. Let's see. Is it Cobra Cox? Trump whips it out and flops it on the table and tells everyone now what? Thank you. JB24 says, CBC is state-funded propaganda run by the liberals. Yeah, I mean, I don't buy into that. I didn't think anything legitimate of that was. My point was listening to what they were saying and how whoever that guy was, Premier or whatever the hell he was, you could tell that he was rattled by Trump. And he was acknowledging that. 8 o'clock says that Canadian official sounds like a student trying to work a 5-month school project down to 30 days to complete. Hello, 199 and Snake Pit. Thank you, 8 o'clock. Brian Young says, not tired of winning, nor am I. Heartbreaker Zero says, no USAID. There goes Beardo's liposuction. Aaron James says, property tax is renting from the government, never retire. Hope says Trump to cartel, close up shop or you lose your gains. Ruben, what's up, Ruben? The American people now have our dream team. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Gerald Armstrong says, I'm not tired of winning. Is anybody in the chat tired of winning? Anyone? I don't think so. Commodore Fan says, don't worry about the White House. Far too many have applied. Yeah, I know. It's overwhelming. There's no way I'm getting it. Escapo says, did you see Alex Jones' tweet the other day about Tulsi's tushy? I didn't see that. I have seen some tweets about Tulsi's tushy, though. Eric K says, Sweeney and Haba for every thumbnail. Chef Nick Nero says, anytime someone clickbaits me, I unsub. Oh, and trust me to sell their coffee. Love Dog says, off topic, but thoughts on Ye's naked wife at the Grammys. I didn't watch, but I saw the video. Yikes. I mean, Kanye's Kanye, man. I think that if anybody actually I saw some people saying like how Kanye was using, Christ to grift, and it's like, did you actually believe that? Like, if you believe that Kanye was actually on some religious, arc, that's your own fault. Like, Kanye is out there, and Kanye's gonna be Kanye. If you're crazy enough to believe that he actually was found Jesus and was actually turning his life around, that's on you, because I never believed that. Kanye's Kanye. He's a crazy dude, man. And so yeah, I mean, I wasn't surprised by what he did. I saw that he basically gave Don Lemon the cold shoulder, which was pretty funny. So yeah, but I don't take Kanye that seriously. He's a literal genius when it comes to rap. He's amazing. He's an amazing rap artist. He's a guy who's willing to do whatever it takes to put the attention on him. He's become a very successful person because of it. But yeah, I don't take him overly seriously. JRG Project says a retaliatory tariff should be issued for every Nickelback and Celine Dion album sold. Ministry of Wrong Things says, has anyone ever asked why the Prime Minister of Canada doesn't have a Canadian accent? No, I guess that's a interesting one. Shaky Owens says, I'll take Canada's opinion more seriously when their economy won't collapse under a 25% tariff to a single country. It's true. Curtis Bartle says, I ordered your hoodie on 12/30/24. I got ripped off. Okay, well, I'd need to know, did you order from Teespring? Where did you order it? Because Teespring, I have no access to their shipping. But if you want to email me, I can look into seeing which one. You just email me the information you have, order information, and I will gladly look into it. And if I have to ship it to you directly, I will make sure I do it. But I'll correct any issues out there for sure. So Jeremy at geeksandgamers.com. Email me and email me like information, screenshots, and all of that. I'll take care of it. So let's see. Rye the Guy says Justin's dad, Fidel Castro, would be so disappointed in him. MC Martin says best timeline ever. Agreed. Grant Potato says just in. Trump signs executive order declaring make Star Wars great again. Wouldn't that be great? Clapper of Cheek says, did you see Nicole Shanahan's latest tweet? Everyone better get confirmed. Did she make another one? I'm going to look right now. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Oh, is this the primaries? Primaries everywhere? Okay, so she's basically saying, like, this is a follow-up to the video that she made talking about confirmations. By the way, why have we not gotten a vote? I guess Thune gave everybody the weekend off, which is absolutely ridiculous. Why are they taking the weekend off? Donald Trump is working at a lightning pace. Donald Trump is 78 years old. He's working around the clock. We're making America great again. Why the fuck do they need the weekend off? Seriously. This is absolutely insane. The weekend off. The weekend off for what? You don't do anything. Bunch of clowns. Marmillan says, you see that DOGE found that the U.S. Treasury hasn't denied a payment in 22 years. DOGE is exposing a lot of stuff right now, which is why you're seeing people like Tim Walz and others freaking out right now. And that's, you can tell who the real, evil people are. The people that are freaking out over everything that's happening, they're the ones that have the most to hide. What is this right here? Van Jones? What's Van Jones whining about? Let's see what Van Jones is whining about right here.
We can brag on Marco Rubio. I'd be happy to do it, but I'm going to tell you right now, people are going to die in very large numbers around the world who are expecting the United States to live up to our promises to get them medicine, to get them help. And when that happens, people are going to remember that. There are people right now who have HIV who are alive only because the United States is making sure of that. Donald Trump says, we don't care. You go die. That's the message from the United States government. It is the wrong message to be sending, and it opens up the door for China and other people say, at least we're a stable government who's not going to leave you out here to die. That's what this is not an abstract conversation for people around the world. We can brag on Mark.
I have to hear him say that again, dude. So much overkill, man. Like he's trying to win a fucking Oscar or some shit.
Rubio, I'd be happy to do it, but I'm going to tell you right now, people are going to die in very large numbers around the world who are expecting the United States to live up to our promises to get them medicine, to get them help. And when that happens, people are going to remember that. There are people right now who have HIV who are alive only because the United States is making sure of that. Donald Trump says, we don't care. You go die. That's
the greatest soundbite ever. Dude is trying to win an Oscar. Oh my God. Like, that reminds me, I've got this clip of him like talking about how Donald Trump, these people are fucking broken, man. Like, so I've got this clip of him essentially saying Donald Trump is smarter than everyone else. I don't know where I have that one at. This is from a while back where he basically says it. He's like, Donald Trump is smarter than everyone. He is playing a game and we're too dumb to realize how much smarter he is than all of us. If I can find it, I will play it. It's a good clip. It's a really good clip. I thought I saved it just a few days ago because someone had shared it. And let's see, not that one, not that one. Yeah, here it is right here. Here it is. So this is Van Jones not too long ago saying Donald Trump's smarter than everybody. Here we go.
How the hell did Donald Trump figure out
the mainstream media is the fringe and the fringe is now the mainstream. How the hell did Donald Trump figure out? I mean, Joe Rogan is obvious, right? Like, we knew the guy had a big audience. It's not like we were like stunned, but like, how the hell was he, the 78-year-old guy who doesn't even have a computer and still like writes handwritten notes? How did he become the guy who cracked the code on, to your point, running a cultural, I don't even want to say campaign, running
it was a movement. Look,
movement, heading a cultural movement versus a campaign.
Every one of your people knows Elon. Listen. Yeah, so everybody keeps, I mean, the problem is you have a framework in your mind that how can Donald Trump? Guys, can we cut it out? Donald Trump is not an idiot. Donald Trump, let me just be very clear. Donald Trump is smarter than me, you, and all critics. You know why we know? Because he has the White House, the Senate, the House.
Totally agree.
Court, the popular vote. He has a massive media ecosystem bigger than the mainstream built around him and for him, and a religious fervor in a political movement around him. And his best buddy is the richest person in the history of the world, and the most relevant Kennedy is with him. This dude is a phenomenon. He is the most powerful human on earth and in our lifetime. And we're still saying, well, how was this guy? We look like idiots to ordinary.
You're totally right.
And here Van Jones is still being broken by Trump. Still. These people cannot get out of their own way. So again, that Van Jones is now saying this right here.
Donald Trump says, we don't care. You go die.
They will never learn. They will never learn that this guy is smarter than them. He's better than them. He's always right. And even when they admit it in moments like that, they still can't get rid of their TDS, because TDS is the single most damaging disease known to man right now. TDS is the most damaging thing. It just absolutely is. But listen, Van, I've got some words for you, Van. I got a suggestion for you, buddy. Here you go.
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
You can leave. Nobody's stopping you, Van Jones. No one's forcing you to stay here. You're welcome to leave right now. You can go right now. Because this is what MAGA is going to continue to do to people like Van Jones. This is the attitude era, and this is what every MAGA person is doing every day of Trump's presidency. Hailstorm, I need you to put a MAGA hat on this kid. All right? And we'll do that every day we celebrate another MAGA victory. Put a MAGA hat on that kid. All right? There we go. All right, Hailstorm. I have to send that file to you, and we'll do it. Oh, man. It is great to see. And listen. We've also got just comedy, pure comedy. There's nobody funnier than Donald Trump. There's nobody more memeable than Donald Trump. Look at this. How do you not appreciate this?
We completed it in 3 days. You might say 3.5 days at the Captain Center. Will be completed today. And when you look, so they're going up. I think we're going to be adding some more beds, which will be.
It's so great, dude. I mean, it's the best shit ever. So we are living in the best timeline. The best timeline. John freaking Murdoch for 50 says, we don't care. You go die. Hail the 199. Let's freaking go. Thank you, John freaking Murdoch. Appreciate that, brother. Nate Branch says, damn it, Jeremy, you're still gay. Jared Armstrong says, you go die. You go die. I got to get that. I got to clip that out. RFK Jr. vote is tomorrow morning, and I will be on the road. I can't do CobraCast tomorrow morning. Damn it. Traveling tomorrow. Can't do it. But I will definitely make an update video. So Crew Kid says, hey, Jeremy, yeet. I'm not looking forward to watching Monday Night Raw. I'm not looking forward to it. Is it Sekelio becomes a monthly supporter over on Rumble. Maria became a monthly supporter earlier on Rumble as well. Thank you. Appreciate that. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, all these illegals who live their countries because of the crap flying their flags and not flying the USA flag, they should just leave at this point. Yeah, I mean, I really don't understand that, you know? Like, for me, I'm not going to go live in Montana and constantly tell you how much I love Florida. I'm going to live in Florida. That's where I love Florida. I love living here, you know? And so I remember going to like a Trump rally and like I said, my stance on the whole, like, I think the pro-Israel argument and the anti-Israel argument are equally annoying. But like, I remember going to this Trump rally in South Florida, and there were people like wearing their Israel flags. Like, and I'm like, just like my message to Ben Shapiro, if you love Israel so much, why don't you go there? Why don't you go live there? If that's so important to you, if you think it's so great, if you think it's so wonderful, why aren't you there? Why are you here? That makes no sense to me. Go there if it's so great. It's not that complicated to me. So it just annoys the hell out of me, man. Arthur Gonzalez says, Ontario's Premier Doug Ford reverses threat on Musk's $10 million Starlink deal. Yeah, so hang on. Are you saying Doug Ford has pulled his threat off the table? I need to see an update on that. So the last I heard, Elon tweeted and basically Elon was like, okay, don't care. So let's see, here we go. Let's see, Doug Ford, let's see. These idiots. Doug Ford Starlink. Let's see if there's any update on this. I haven't heard an update on this one, so I don't, all the updates are like a little from earlier, like, 10, 12 hours ago. So I'm looking to see if there's any new stories about it right now. Because Elon did respond and Elon was like, okay, don't care. No big deal. Or I think Elon specifically said, oh, well. If there's something on that, if there's an update to that story, feel free to tag me on Twitter. And I would love to see it. So let's see. I'm going through Elon's timeline right now to see if I see anything. But yeah, the last I saw from Elon was like, okay. Oh, well. It's like, what are you going to... Yeah, here it is. This is Elon's response right here. So Ontario cancels $100 million Starlink deal as Trump's 25% tariff looms. And Elon says, oh well. Like, okay, what you're gonna hurt Elon, you think? Okay, that makes, but if there's an update to that story, yeah, please let me know. Please let me know. Sharpshooter James says, Van Jones drama queen much? I mean, that's all he's got going for him. Yasuke says, Van Jones thinks most of the money will give to tyrannical governments in Africa actually goes to helping AIDS babies. Yeah, he's an idiot. He is an absolute idiot. Aaron James says, you go die. Okay, bye. Mr. No One with a gifted membership. Thank you. Great Tang with the gifted membership. Aaron James with the gifted membership. Mr. No One with the gifted membership. Aaron James with another gifted membership. Joe Mann with the gifted membership. Luke Byler with the gifted membership. Aaron James with another gifted membership. Joey, let's see, where's it? Joey says that Jeremy is not only MAGA, but you are MGGA, make gay great again. Love your content, brother. Keep kicking ass. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So let me see if anybody tagged me in anything on any updates. I don't see. Nope, nothing so far. So yeah, from what I understand, he has not pulled back on that offer to rip up the contract. And I say go ahead and do it, because you're just going to make things significantly worse for yourself and for the people of your province. Is that what they're called? Province. So is AOC crying about something? Okay, I am 100% convinced that AOC is in love with Elon Musk. AOC is in love with Elon. Here we go.
Had a sensitive internal document that got leaked. Everything from the mortgage interest tax deduction to, which I raised a couple of weeks ago, to Medicaid itself, they have identified as wanting to eliminate in order to pay for Elon Musk's tax breaks, Jeff Bezos's tax breaks, Mark Zuckerberg's tax breaks, and other giveaways in other sorts of giveaways to the wealthiest people and corporations in this country. And the biggest one, lock in everybody, okay? The biggest one that they are going after is Medicaid, okay? They have Medicaid in their sights and they want to cut $2 trillion. Remember? They need to find $4 trillion. And they've got like maybe, this is $4 trillion. They maybe have like one knuckle in tax increases in terms of paying for that. They maybe have like one knuckle in tax increases on middle class and low income.
This woman is in love with Elon Musk. And unfortunately, he's not interested, AOC. That's the problem, okay? He's not interested in you. You probably had an opportunity way back in the day, but not now, okay? So, geez, these people are just broken. They're broken. All right, let's see where we're at here. I'm looking for an update right now. Marco Rubio is Marco Rubio is all over my timeline. So Marco Rubio's everywhere right now, and he's doing exactly what he needs to do for President Trump, which is all he's asked to do. So I did see a meme earlier that I wanted to show you guys if I can find it. It's a white supremacy meme. I think I saved it to my phone. I'll have to see if I can upload it. Let me see here. Oh yeah, I want to show this. Have you guys ever heard this? Now, you guys know I don't drink. I've never drank. I never will drink. That's just a personal choice of mine. I don't care if you do. It's all good. But did you know that President Trump has never drank as well? Here we go.
I don't drink. I had a brother, Fred, who was sadly an alcoholic, a serious alcoholic. And he was the best looking guy you've ever seen.
Yeah, he was much older.
He was much older. He was 10 years older than me, 11 years older than me. And he was as good looking a guy as you've ever seen. He had everything going. The best personality. I have like a bad personality compared to Fred, but he started drinking, and he also smoked a lot, but he started drinking. I think it started in college, frankly, but it got progressively worse. And he was really unable to stop. And he'd always tell me, don't you ever drink. So he was much older than me, and it really has an impact, when you have that kind of an age difference. But he'd point, don't you ever drink and don't you ever smoke. He'd add the smoking in because he smoked and he drank. And it hugely affected his health and hugely affected even his look and his, the whole Baron. And every time you'd see me, you'd say, don't you ever drink, and don't you. So I never drank. I mean, I really, when you talk about my father, I learned a lot from my father, but I learned a lot from my brother Fred. And he set an example. It wasn't maybe the example that people would think, but it really was in its own way an example.
Yeah, that's right. He did. I forgot about the big viral Theo Vaughn moment where that was a great interview, by the way, with Theo Vaughn. Theo Vaughn actually is one of the best interviewers. He really is. I got to give him credit for that for sure. Okay. Now again, and this is another clip that I've shown a lot of, but this is the mentality that is in the White House right now. This is the mentality that I often find myself seeing, like, okay, well, I don't want to get involved in that. This is the mentality we need to have.
So Taliban is our enemy. ISIS is our enemy. We have an area that I brought up with our generals 4 or 5 weeks ago where Taliban is here, ISIS is here, and they're fighting each other. I said, why don't you let them fight? Why are we getting in the middle of it? I said, let them fight. They're both our enemies. Let them fight. Sir, we want to do it. They go in and they end up fighting both of them. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I think I would have been a good general, but who knows?
I think I would have been a good general, but who knows? And that's the mentality that he's going to continue to have while he's in the White House. And that's the mentality that we have to have. Or we could go back to the Biden mentality. We could have this type of mentality of DEI right here.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
We can never go back to DEI propaganda. We can never go back to that shit. We just can never go back. Ever. Good Lord, man. Let's see here. El Salvador agrees to take in illegal alien deportees of any nationality and take U.S. prisoner criminals. What is this now? Right here? El Salvador agrees to taking in illegal alien deportees of any nationality and take U.S. prisoners criminals. Jesus. Okay. If you think that's a good move, okay. What? What a disaster that is, man. Good Lord. How insane. But oh, man. All right, what is this right here? All right, we heard that one earlier. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Report. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell announces the league is keeping its DEI policies. We got into diversity efforts because we felt like it was the right thing for the National Football League, and we're going to continue those efforts. What a fucking clown. What an absolute disaster. Well, I guess in Trump's America, I don't think that's going to be very popular, Roger Goodell. The NFL is incredibly popular. Like, it is massively popular. And so they have backed off a lot of their bullshit, though. But they haven't backed off all of it. But Roger Goodell is such he's such a tool. Always has been. He's not a real leader. And anybody that's been paying attention to the NFL for the last several years knows that. He is not a real leader at all. Let's see. We've got Sir Ruin of House Roundhead says, did you see the video of the U.S. anthem being booed at the Raptors game in Canada? I did. That was yesterday. Yep. I did. Chad Layton with the gifted membership. Thank you. Jimmy Rings Halo says Trump posted a video of bombing the Terrys over on Truth. I'll see if I can find it on Truth. Victor becomes a new member. Thank you. Justin for 10 says a compromise for adding Canada to the U.S. Alberta is a state. British Columbia to Ontario is a state. Everything else east is also a state. Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts are one state. Delaware, Maryland, and New Jersey are one state. That sounds like a disaster. To be honest. I mean, we'll see what happens, but Mar Millen says National Figget League for $10. Thank you. Ira Brownridge says AOC makes me embarrassed that I am from NYC. Let's see. Tommy says rest of the world. Guess I'll die meme. Yeah, exactly. Maximus VT says where are my breeds at? Arthur Gonzalez says Jeremy Ford canceled the deal. Rebel News has it. Oh, okay. So Rebel News has it. Is that on Twitter or do they have it on here? Let's go back over here. Let's look this up. Rebel News. Let's see here. So you're saying, I guess what I'm trying to understand though is when you're saying he canceled the deal, are you saying he canceled the deal, which is what I was already aware of? I'm asking since the announcement, did he cancel his cancellation? I guess that's what I'm trying to understand. And I don't see anything in regards to that. So I'm assuming that we're still at the point where he just canceled the existing deal that they had in an event to, I guess, own Elon Musk. Not going to happen. Bone Jangle says, from what I understand, that the USAID was created by an executive order by Kennedy in 1961. Created by an executive order, should be able to be dissolved by an executive order. Storm Shadow says Jeremy only wants gay firefighters to rescue him. Rabbit wants is you need to stay focused on that White House press pass. I want to see Eric K. Jello wrestle Alina Habba. I don't think Eric K. would be against that. G&G Play Highlights says Mitt Romney says, let's see, Republican Party is MAGA now. JD to lead. Did he say that? I mean, Mitt Romney's an absolute joke. I mean, I did wonder if Mitt Romney was actually going to win during that lead up, but it was pretty clear that Mitt Romney never really had a chance. Mitt Romney was always a fake and a phony. And he got completely exposed, all through the process. He even kissed up to Donald Trump a lot, if you remember. He was kissing Trump's ass all through that whole process. And then, he got, completely exposed, his TDS and everything. I mean, he was always a joke. So Mitt Romney is, his ego took such a hit because he realized, man, I'm never going to be the guy that I want to be. And that's what Mark Cuban's going through too. Mark Cuban essentially wants to be Elon Musk. And the reality of him that he can't be Elon Musk means that he has to lash out. And he's tried to become the left version. That's what Mark Cuban tried to do. Mark Cuban tried to become the left version of Elon Musk, and it failed miserably. So bad. It was an amazing failure to watch that. John freaking Murdoch with 10 gifted memberships. Let's go. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. John freaking Murdoch crushing it tonight. What is this right here? Scott Jennings. What is this?
Books. Catherine, to Ashley's point, quantify what the actual impact is here. For people saying, look, the market bounced back, no tariffs were put into place, Trump got what he wanted, all's well, we'll do this again in 30 days. Is that kind of the reality from an economic perspective?
I mean, I don't know what Trump wanted in this situation. Again, he didn't actually get anything. But if he were to put these tariffs in place, they would be very painful for American consumers. Okay, Scott, I mean, This is
the total lie.
This is public information.
He got what he wanted. He got an agreement from our neighbors to do more on the border. That's what he wanted, and he got it.
Exactly what they have
I mean,
already
I understand you're
doing.
the minister of propaganda tonight, but you don't have to be. You could just say, "Hey, all's well that ends well." Here, come on.
If you don't know that these countries are committing to do exactly what they have already been doing, either you haven't done your homework or you think the American people are idiots. Because again, they're doing
Or option three. Donald Trump is enforcing what needs to be done at the border, which is more help from our friends. They are our allies and they are important people, but they need to help us, and they've not been helping us, and now they're going to help us even more.
They have been.
But the point is that it's
ask every family with a fentanyl death how much they've been helping.
Scott, can I just ask
you?
you?
Well, they have done nothing more.
Scott, can I ask you though? Like this playbook is like he's got one play on some level.
He is. It hurts. It hurts because these people are so broken by their hatred of Trump that they just keep making themselves look more and more stupid every day. It's truly amazing. It really is, and it's entertaining as hell. But Trump has them right where he wants them. He is the puppet master right now. Now here's a clip with Kevin O'Leary. Let's hear what Kevin O'Leary has to say.
In chaos, there's opportunity. The biggest thing going on here is a negotiation. We know it's about fentanyl right now. You had Doug Burgum on just moments ago saying exactly that. But the real opportunity comes out of the chaos and economic union. And I think this is the beginning of that narrative. I will note that energy is only at 10%. And I think the reason that's the case, or at least part of it, is that Danielle Smith, the premier of Alberta, took the time to go meet Trump in Mar-a-Lago a few weeks ago and plead her case about the importance of the relationship on energy of the U.S. And here she is getting a benefit from it at 10% opposed to 25%. And, that's good. Right. Burgum's now the energy czar. He understands the importance of Canada. You got to remember, Alberta has more energy than the entire United States.
Right.
That's where there's opportunity. That's where the economic union makes sense to investors.
Speaking of opportunity, Elon Musk and the DOGE team are,
and he's going to get. I truly believe that he's going to get this economic union, which is what he has been shooting for. And that's why he's been overshooting with the Canada, 51st state stuff. And again, I just don't see that being a realistic option at all. And I think everybody understands that. But from a negotiation standpoint, it works great. And that's the point right here. But tariffs work. That's what we've learned today. Tariffs work, and Donald Trump is smarter than all of you. That's the bottom line right there. Fantastic Knox says Trump is considering tariffs on Europe and UK next. I know. Ira Brownridge says 3v1. I got Scott with the win. Of course, Scott always. Scott just, I think they're finally learning, CNN, that they need to get out of the echo chamber nonsense. Love Dog says, raise your hand if you knew that the tariffs would work from the get-go. Trust Trump 100%. Basket City says, Dems at 0, Trump over 9,000 in popularity. Mo Monty becomes a new member. Thank you. Ace Shinigami says, hail the IDOTs, go Trump. We finally have a true leader in office, and calls out the bullshit in the media. This is glorious. The Fantastic Sarcastic says, you're welcome. That's the person that did the meme. You're welcome. I only meme the ones I love. Hail the snake pit and the 199. That's awesome. Hope says, the people overwhelmingly voted for Trump, Elon, and DOGE. We can't keep letting the left get away with this gaslighting. Let them know we voted for this. We did. And I've seen a lot of tweets getting a ton of traction when people are saying like, nope, this is exactly what I voted for. RIP Bad Wolf says, we should stop trading with them on anything and shut down our car plants. They will go bankrupt. MAGA Man 2.0 says, Jeremy, what if the guy riding back seat while, let's see, what if you're the guy riding back seat while a new girl pilot flies you into a plane? Hail the Mage 199. I won't be in a plane or a helicopter. I mean, you can't even, I don't even like people driving me around. I have to drive myself. My hands have to be on the wheel. I have to be in control of the situation. That is how I am. So that's why I don't like flying. I don't like other people having control. Great Tank says, see you in the gang Saturday. Hail the Snake Pit. Also, already put up my Christmas, not like last year when it was the last day of February, self-roast. Knights of Ben, and I'll see you Saturday. Knights of Ben says, LFG. Darian Murphy says, Benny did a short. Lip reader said what Barron said to the Biden inauguration was, it's on. Then he went to Melania and said, she told him, be nice. I saw a lot of that, but like I saw some other perspectives that Barron was actually talking to Kamala in that clip. So I'm not sure what happened there. Jacoby says, yo, Jeremy, do you remember the SWAT competition where we saw DEI dropped their guns into the pool? Nice to see the world pull its head out. Yes, I remember that. That was absolutely glorious. I do remember that. I remember reacting to that. I have no idea where that clip is. That was a glorious clip. That was funny as hell, actually. Normal Man says, would you fly if you got a pilot license? I mean, I don't love the idea of being in the air. So I guess like if in a hypothetical sense, if I got a pilot license, then of course, yes, I would fly myself. But reality is I'm never going to get a pilot license because I don't like flying. I'm not saying I won't ever not fly. There might be situations where I'm forced to fly. I have flown before. I flew from Orlando to Los Angeles round trip. And I takeoff and landing, I was not, I was really uneasy, but like once I was in the air, it really wasn't that bad. But it's just the idea of, I just would rather drive. I like seeing the country. I like seeing things. I like the scenery. I like a road trip. Also, driving is therapeutic for me. I like to drive. It just, I get to think, I get to detach a little bit, and I just enjoy driving. Some people go out and party and get drunk and get high. I drive. That's my getaway from, real life, I guess. I don't know. So everybody has their thing, I guess. So let me see. Yeah, I mean, I've driven from Florida to Los Angeles, and that was about 5 years ago. I drove from Florida to Los Angeles in one run. I didn't stop. Now, when I say I didn't stop, obviously I stopped, stopped to, bathroom break, stopped to, eat, stopped to get gas, stopped to stretch my legs. But yeah, I literally did it in one run though. The last 5 to 7 hours were rough. It was it was really tough. How many hours? Like, the entire trip took like 32 or 35 hours, I think. That's with me stopping. And, like towards the end, the last 10 hours, I was having to stop like once every hour or two just to kind of like, I know my limits. But yeah. Yes, I was alone. I drove alone. Yep. So it was crazy. I think I did a live stream. God, I'd have to look this up. This was around the time that we did the music video, the Star Wars music video. I think I would have to go back and look this up. But I think as soon as I got to my hotel, I think I went live on Geeks and Gamers before I went to sleep because I was so wired. I'm pretty sure I went live for about an hour. And I'm pretty sure that I looked like a zombie. I think I did. I'll have to look that one up, but I think that I went live as soon as I got to the hotel because I was so wired. I will follow up with you guys on that. Remind me to look that up, or if Hailstorm's here, you can remind me, or you have access to the Geeks Gamers channel. We'd have to go back years, though. I'd have to look that up. It would take some digging to find that one. Rabid One says, don't be scared, Jeremy. Let X-Ray Girl drive at you around Orlando. I'm sure everything will be fine. No. I'm driving. I always drive. X-Ray Girl will never drive me anywhere. Normal Man says, Canadian nationalism feels like a stoner younger brother bragging about opening a pot shop next to his CEO brother sometimes. Yeah, to that point, there was a meme that I want to show you guys that I saw earlier about the Canadian stuff. It was pretty funny. Bookmarks. Let me see if I can find this meme really quick about that. Because like just in the past couple of days, we just continue to hear like Canada first, Canada first, Canada first. And you're like, if you had a Canada first attitude, you wouldn't be in the disaster you're in. That's the problem right here. Yeah, this is it right here. Every day for the last 10 years, you got the World Economic Forum for these Canadian leaders, Tariff Day, and suddenly all the Canadian leaders are like, Canada first, Canada. We want to put Canada first, Canada. It's like, it's the Trump effect. It's the Trump effect. Suddenly now you care about your country. Suddenly now. It's absolutely hilarious, man. And by the way, this Pierre Poilievre or whatever, I think this guy's a fraud. I think he's a fraud. I think he's a weak fraud. His Apple video was awesome. He had a lot of nice one-liners. He's one way when he's talking to dumb liberal media in Canada. He's a fraud. And I don't know if I fell for it, but I certainly was like, this guy is awesome. This guy's cool, but like, he's a fraud. He's a fraud. Like the way he's been talking about the tariffs and the fact that he's trying to act like, you can tell because I watched him with his Apple video. And then I watched him talk about the tariffs and talk about Trump. And the fact that he won't mention Trump's name is pathetic. It's weak. It shows that he's intimidated. He won't even say President Trump's name. He keeps saying our American friends. Fuck you. This is about President Trump, and you know it. And the fact that he won't even say that is unbelievable. So yeah, he's all talk. He's basically what he is if you guys have ever, do you guys remember the Peyton Manning Saturday Night Live clip where he was playing football with those little kids and he was just beating the shit out of them? It's an awesome clip. That's essentially what that Pierre guy is with Canadian liberal media, where, yeah, you're basically a big fish in a small pond and you're talking shit and you're leveraging. And so as soon as Trump is involved, you sound like a scared child. And so that guy's not equipped for Trump. I thought that he would be. He's not even remotely close. And so, in fact, our boy Viva actually called him out. I think I have that one somewhere. See if I can find it. Yeah, Viva earlier, because Viva was basically like, this is not how you respond to Trump, dude. Here it is right here. Right here. All he had to say was, we will work diligently with the Trump administration to secure the border, tighten our lax immigration policy, and work vigorously to crack down on illegal drug trade. That's all he had to say. And he could have washed his hands of any responsibility to actually do anything concrete to virtue to the fact of Trudeau, in Parliament and all this. Instead, he said he puts out a 7-minute video detailing, the Canadian economy, highlighting the absurdity of starting a trade war with America, a monumental fumble. And Viva's right. This guy had a great opportunity, and he completely screwed it up. And now, like, Trump's not going to deal with this guy. He's just going to laugh at this clown because he's trying to sound tough. Trying to find it too, because then, yeah, he comes out with another video, this Pierre guy. And then Viva said right here, let's see. He says, I have a good mind to sue him for plagiarism, because this is the video he makes next, but he still doesn't even mention Trump by name because he's scared. It's like, okay, dude, go for it. You can play that game if you want, but you're playing with the master right now. So anyway, we'll see. Pierre Polynesian is Canada's last hope. Hey, look, I thought the guy, I was like, all right, I like this guy's energy. And I was like, nope, never mind. Jeremy, you should do the cannonball run. I mean, we have discussed trying to do something like that, like, you know, the 199 and the fellowship and all of that. We have discussed that, but it would just take so much time away. So I just don't know if we'd be able to do it, unfortunately. Got that one. Ian says Jeremy is a nice guy and straight. Beardo twig. Beardo catching strays. Dakota White for a 199. Thank you, Dakota White. Appreciate that. Nas over on Locals says, say what you will about Fidel. At least Justin's dad had balls. Yeah, that's true. Hasn't Trump made a comment about him being Castro's son? I feel like Trump is on record saying something about that, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not sure. I feel like that Trump has said something, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Let's see where we're at. Is this another one? Okay, got that one. Oh, I want to show you guys this one. Okay. So I know this is like completely off subject, dude, but it's just so good that I have to show it again. All right. So over on the Geeks and Gamers locals page, we actually did a live reaction to the Royal Rumble. And at the Royal Rumble, the biggest streamer in the world, his name is iShowSpeed. He goes into the Royal Rumble, and he took one of the hardest hits I have ever seen, which is technically it's called a bump, but I know I'm talking to a lot of people that don't know wrestling. Took one of the hardest bumps I've ever seen. It's the greatest thing ever. So WWE uploaded this from multiple angles. This dude got absolutely destroyed.
Hell yeah, iShowSpeed. That's a standing backflip. Oh my God! Breaker just about broke iShowSpeed in half. One dog just killed another. He just sawed Speed in half. That's dogicide. Oh my God! Breaker just about broke iShowSpeed in half.
Dude, that was one of the greatest spears I've ever seen. He just crushed that dude, man. Look at that. Like, that was so brutal, man. Look at that. He hit him so damn hard. Oh man, I gotta give iShowSpeed credit, man, for taking that. That was a hell of a bump right there. That was insane. Justin says, did my last super chat about compromise with admitting Canada go through? Yes. If you were talking about like realigning states and things like that, I think that's the one you were talking about, right? Yeah, and I'd said like I thought that was kind of like, I don't see any of that happening with like realigning states and all of that and taking in certain provinces. I think it's like all or one deal. So East Coast Toasted Boy says he showed him Speed. Beastie Man says, bro, I was just standing there confused and shit full on Biden mode. Like, move iShowSpeed. It was great. I actually think iShowSpeed is very entertaining. I know a lot of people see him and they think he's whatever, but like, I think he's great. I think he's great. I think he's funny. I think he's entertaining. He does a great job to maintain his audience. I like the guy. Rabbit One says Democrats went from who's going to pick my cotton to who's going to pick my crops. So compassionate. Crew Kid says Speed can take bumps like a champ. Dude took an RKO last year, at last year's Mania, and laid there like he'd been shot. That was glorious too. Godzilla's Greaser says, Jeremy, you see Damian Leon's, the creator of Terrifier franchise, latest post. He's saying his movies are apolitical. I haven't seen the Terrifier stuff, so I know a lot of people were talking about that one. That one got a lot of hype, actually, but I am not familiar with those movies, so maybe I'll have to check those out and see. Let's see here. Is she still talking? Wait, is AOC still talking? Good God. What's she talking about now?
the Trump administration is currently trying to get their nominees approved and voted on. No Democrat should be voting to advance Trump's nominees while all of this stuff is going on. There has to be a political price to pay. And we have a responsibility as a party to block everything that is happening while they're setting a literal match to the federal government and giving 19-year-olds classified access, potentially classified access to the U.S. Treasury Department. So we need to start blocking every single procedural advancement on the Senate side in order to do that. And we need to be a pain in the ass. We have to stop playing nice in the Senate and block every damn thing that we can. Do not give votes to the nominee.
Oh, she's so fucking clueless. She's so fucking clueless. But hey, go for it, AOC. Just continue to make yourself look like an absolute fool. I'm okay with that. Justin becomes a new member. Thank you, Justin. Athos says Trump in Canada is like Alex Jones in the U.S. If Pierre is a coward for avoiding Trump, then Trump is a coward for avoiding Alex Jones. Neither is true. I understand the point you're trying to make, but it's a flawed point. Alex Jones, well, first of all, Trump didn't avoid Alex Jones. Trump went on Alex Jones' show multiple times, if I'm not mistaken. I actually talked to Alex Jones about his conversations with Donald Trump. Now, later on, obviously, Trump distanced himself from Alex Jones after that, but he did go on Alex Jones' show. But the point is that Donald Trump is the leader of the United States of America, and he has the power to destroy the country that Pierre wants to be the prime minister of. He has to acknowledge Donald Trump. He has no choice but to acknowledge him. I do understand the point you're trying to make in terms of like Trump in Canada is perceived how Alex Jones is in America. I get that. But the point is if you want to be a leader and if you want to deal with an alpha, you have to be an alpha. And passively aggressively talking about Donald Trump without saying his name is not going to win Trump over at all. It's not. But I do, like I said, I understand your point. Justin with 5 gifted memberships. Let's go. Nico says everyone at the Grammys are devil worshipers. The devil has no power. Jesus is king, and good will concur over evil. Also, hail the 199 and thank you, brother. Thank you, Nico. I appreciate that. Conquer is what I was trying to say. But yeah, the Grammys were awful. At least I didn't watch the Grammys. Okay, I didn't watch the Grammys. I saw enough of the Grammys to realize how horrible it was, and it was wild. Like, it was wild. I saw Lady Gaga, like, basically talking about trans rights or human rights or some bullshit like that. I saw Will Smith's son with a castle on his head or a haunted house on his head or something like that. I'm not even sure what that was about. This trans person, whatever. I think it's a dude pretending to be a chick, I think, from that one movie, who now they found like some old tweets from the, like, what a fucking clusterfuck. So anyway, Storm Shadow says, was AOC a bartender at Twin Peaks or Hooters? Probably both. I know she was a waitress though. The Grand Duke says, I'm missing MegaCon for the first time in years. Was hoping to meet some of the stars of G&G like Jessica, Jay, and Beardo. Why are you missing it, man? Too much going on. I totally understand. Sorry you're not going to make it. Oh, my apologies for leaving AOC up too long. Here's my apology right here. Sorry, everybody. There you go. Sorry. There you go. I've fixed the problem. Okay. I fixed the problem. There you go. So now everybody's happy. Marmillin says, so she's telling Democrats to do what they have always wanted to do, whine, piss, and moan until they get their way. But it won't work since Trump expects results. That is true. He does expect results, and he is going to get results from this administration, and they are not going to back down. Again, to recap everything in terms of like, Trump is moving at such an alarming rate right now that it's almost hard to keep up. It really is. And which is a good thing. Obviously, that's a good thing. And I'm glad. It's really incredible to see this, to witness this. And it's not going to stop. It's only going to continue. As a matter of fact, he had the Florida Panthers today at the White House. Right here. Here we go. And they gifted him, let's see, a 45-47 jersey. Here we freaking go. Right here. Can't hear anything. I don't know if you guys can hear anything, but I can't hear anything. So there's like no audio, but here they are gifting him a 45-47 jersey. This is awesome right here. So I don't really follow hockey, but being based Florida team, it's obviously a good thing as far as I'm concerned. Maybe I'll get a Florida Panthers jersey to rock it since they're showing respect to our great president. I followed hockey for one season in my entire life, and that was the year that the Vancouver Canucks played against the New York Rangers. The New York Rangers had Mark Messier, and the Canucks had Pavel Bure. That's the only time I've ever paid attention to hockey in my life, that one season, and it was awesome. So there you go. So Trump getting respect. So there you go. So you love to see it. You love to see it. Marmillan says, I got that. Wait, yeah, I got that one. Cliff Flicks, what's up, Cliff? I got to get with you. I'll respond. As a matter of fact, we can probably talk tomorrow. Can we get Dan Vask out to MegaCon with the team this year? What are the big plans? Me and you are going to talk. Cliff Fix is going to be filming a lot of our content. We're going to have, I got some plans. So Dan, we can't get Dan out this year for sure, but there's going to be a lot of awesome people. We've got a lot of plans, and I'll talk to you specifically about that probably tomorrow if we can connect. But thank you, man. I'm looking forward to talking with you and seeing you at MegaCon this weekend. Marmillan says, holy shit, the U.S. District Attorney has posted about DOGE employees being targeted, and they're going to FBI to track credible threats. Really? Goodness, man, there's just stuff going on like crazy. It just doesn't stop. Let me see here. Let's see. I'm looking right now. See if we can find anything on that one. What is this? What is this one? I haven't seen this clip. This is going back to the Canada stuff, but I want to hear this.
We've had an ongoing discussion here.
Yeah.
Mr. Ambassador, has your opinion of President Trump changed from when he first came to office in 2016, 2017?
My personal opinion? No, it hasn't changed.
Yeah. Because you wrote in 2017 that the determination of many world leaders to try to normalize this leadership has to be brought to ground. He should not be welcome in our country. Speaking about not welcoming the President of the United States to Canada.
Well, first of all, I made that comment when I was in private life. We've all said different things in private life. But if you said, has my opinion overall changed, I would say to you very directly that the concern that I think all Canadians have, it's not a personal thing about President Trump. The concern we have is that we don't want the administration making and taking decisions that are going to create insecurity, uncertainty, and real collapses in the market in a way that's quite arbitrary. Yeah. And that's why we're trying to have a reasonable and sensible discussion. And that's the kind of discussion
I appreciate
we'd like to have, and one that's respectful. And by the way, we're not the 51st state. We're a sovereign, independent country. Our leader deserves to be treated with respect, and we deserve to be treated with respect. And that's the way we want to proceed.
When your leader starts acting like a leader that deserves respect, he'll get respect. That's the bottom line. And your leader is Justin Trudeau. So no, he doesn't deserve anything. He doesn't deserve any amount of respect whatsoever. I mean, I would, as liberal as Canada is, I would argue that maybe nearly like 80% of Canadians hate Justin Trudeau. And that's just a guesstimate that I see. Like, I don't see any Canadians that like Justin Trudeau. They hate this man. They hate this man passionately. I would argue like it's very high. Like he is more unpopular than Joe Biden was in the United States by far. So, where are we at? Got that. Justin says AOC is hitting the wall from the feet up. New York Senator Gillibrand was beautiful when she was originally ran and was asking Trump for money and support. Now she looks like the Poltergeist 2 priest. Yeah, you're not wrong. Let's see here. Yeah, is that a fair assessment? 80% of Canadians, you think, hate Trudeau? Am I right about that? I'd like to know how close I am. So here's how Fox News broke the news of the pause of Trump tariffs against Canada. I don't know if, like, let's see here. Hang on. Here we go.
Prime Minister Trudeau of Canada is put it here. There will be a pause, of 3 days. 30 days on the tariffs scheduled to go in on Canada. 25% tariffs scheduled to go in on Canada. A pause of 30 days. We'll find out what concessions when we come back from this break.
Will Kane was all over the place. He's like 3 days, 30. I like Will Kane. Will Kane's awesome. I've been watching Will Kane since he was on ESPN back in the day, where he was like the only guy that actually had a working brain on ESPN. So that was it's cool that he's on Fox News now. He actually, I think Will Kane follows me, right? Does Will Kane follow me? Hang on. Yeah, Will Kane follows me on Twitter, which is absolutely crazy. So let me see. Oh, you know what? I'm curious if Jeremy Boring still follows me. I wait for him every day to unfollow me. Jeremy Boring. He still follows me. Why does Jeremy Boring follow me? It makes no sense. I criticize the Daily Wire all the time. Maybe he's got me muted. Maybe that's what it is. I'm thinking that's what it is. Felton Floyd says, Canadians hate Trudeau like Chicagoans hate Lori Lightfoot. They'll just vote for a different weak leader. He has to keep tabs on you, bro. Yeah, he probably has like a count every time I say something bad about Israel, you know? Which I don't talk bad about Israel. I know nothing about Israel. I talk bad about people like Ben Shapiro, who his entire existence is how much Israel means to him, yet he doesn't live there. He lives in America. And yet all he talks about is Israel. All he cares about is Israel. Go to Israel. Get the hell out of here. If you love it so much, take your ass over there. Nobody's going to miss you here. I promise you that, little Ben. Okay? I promise you. Let me see. I think Jeremy Boring still listens to you because your common sense criticism centers him. I don't think so. I don't know. It probably had something to do with like whenever we did the Daily Wire thing, me and Ryan, where we were on and we did that video for them. I don't know. Bot says the winning is good. Let's see. This winning is too good to be true. After all, he has been through over the past 10 years. I'm requesting the Donald Trump, we're going to win so much, you might even get tired of winning clip. Do I have that one available? Let me see. That is one of my favorite clips. I think I do have that one readily available. We'll see. I see that meme you just posted, Simple Jeremy. God, some of the stuff that I have I don't have that one for some reason. All right, let me see. I know I posted that one, the winning one, a few days ago. I've actually been tweeting a lot more than lately for some reason. Here's the winning clip right here. We're almost there. There's the Halo Kart one. And don't forget this weekend, by the way, we are going to be at MegaCon. If you guys have not, please, you can RSVP for the meetup, which is Saturday night. Looking forward to that. It will be at City Walk. And then we're going to be at MegaCon for our panel that Saturday at noon. And it's going to be great. And this right here is what we are currently living right now.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much. I love you all.
That's it right there, man. That is exactly where we are at this point in time. We are winning, and we are winning so much. And I guess at this point, all I'm saying is, Mr. President, like, slow down. Like, I can't keep up. There's way too much going on. It's so crazy. But hey, you know, that's where we are. But all right, we're going to call it there, ladies and gentlemen. I am traveling tomorrow. So I'm traveling to Orlando tomorrow. I'll have everything set up. Tuesday night's main event will happen tomorrow. So I will be doing CobraCast this week. I don't know how they're going to go yet because, like I said, this is a big week for us. So, but I won't be in my normal setup, but I will be doing CobraCast. When I can. I might not have the availability that I normally have, but I will be back home next Monday, and we will be rocking and rolling all over again. I really appreciate all of you guys. Our numbers have been great. I thank you guys for showing up. It makes me happy that we don't play the algorithm here, and we still are getting huge numbers. So that means the world to me. I greatly do appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. And we're going to end with, you know what, a little bit of Sabaton, because it just feels like the perfect time to play a little bit of Sabaton. Cliff Fix, if you're still watching, I'm going to hit you up tomorrow, and hopefully you can connect and talk about everything for MegaCon this weekend. So you guys have a good night. We'll talk to all of you. Laughing Man's in the chat. Where he is. Did you have an announcement for today's CobraCast that you mentioned when you streamed Saturday? Hang on. Did you have an announcement for today's CobraCast that you mentioned when you streamed Saturday? Did I have an announcement? I don't remember. Did I have one? I'm thinking right now. I do know that we have one thing that is still being negotiated that I can't announce yet. But I don't think I had anything else set. I don't think so. Emu Otaku, thank you for the 2. I appreciate it. Yeah, I can't think of anything. So here it is. President Trump. You guys ready for some Sabaton? This is the perfect song to end a wonderful day of winning. Bye, everyone.
Time to rule at last. 15 years held up
call Biden a criminal. Why is that?
He is a criminal. He's a criminal. He got caught. Read his laptop. And you know who's a criminal? You're a criminal for not reporting it. You are a criminal for not reporting it. Let me tell you something. Joe Biden is a criminal, and he's been a criminal for a long time. And you're a criminal in the media for not reporting it. Good luck, everybody. Have a good
or her cat was named Vagina.
I just feel like a young man. I'm so young. I can't believe it. I'm the youngest person. I am a young, vibrant man. I look at Joe. I don't know about him. I don't know.
Macho, macho.